Welcome one, welcome all. I am Mark Paulda, a professional photographer. I have been in the photography business for well over 20 years. I want to help you succeed so you can earn money with your camera. With every episode, I will offer you sound advice so you can be part of the 15% of aspiring photographers who succeed. If you are looking for help to turn your passion for photography into a successful business, you have come to the right place. I have got the answers. My weekly episodes will help you understand how to market yourself, how to build a profitable business, and best business practices. No more feeling lost. You do not have to go it alone. Join my audio podcast and start taking my advice on turning your hobby into a profitable business. You will get access to a professional photographer and the best practices that I have learned and experienced over the years. If you have questions along the way, definitely email me. mark@markpaulda.com. You are also invited to join my photography success text community. Send me a text. 915-226-0959. If you are outside the United States, be sure to include +1, the United States country code. Let's get started.
Many people starting out with photography dream of making the jump over to being a professional. Some people buy a camera and instantly think they're professional photographers. It's true. I've seen it firsthand. What could be better than making a living doing something you love? Before you make that leap from newbie to pro, here are some things worth considering beyond just your typical tips for beginners. Don't think that loving something is enough. If you love capturing images of subject you love, then doing it for a living can seem like a logical step. You need to remember, however, that becoming a professional photographer is entirely different than immersing yourself in something you love and adore. It's one thing to have a girlfriend or boyfriend. It's wholly different to have a wife or husband. Same idea. When you're an amateur, you can concentrate on photographing the things you love. You don't always have that luxury as a professional. So think about how you'll feel if you're going to be photographing things that don't particularly interest you, or how you'll cope with a client who wants photographs that don't agree with your vision. In today's market, you need to be flexible, and it's a rare photographer who can afford to turn down work. That's not to say you shouldn't play to your strengths and specialize in a particular genre to a certain extent. Just don't push yourself into a tiny corner of the market and refuse to come out of it. Don't give up your day job just yet. You may well be the next Mario Testino, but giving up your day job and plowing straight into the professional photography world isn't necessarily going to help you get there. If you have a day job, you presumably have bills to pay and a certain lifestyle to maintain. Don't give that up until you are sure you can make enough from photography without it. That might mean shooting at weekends or after work, and it can be a hard task. But if you do it this way, you're less likely to end up living in a cardboard box if you don't make the money you expect to. This is harsh, but sadly, a reality. Value your work. If you offer shoots for free, then your clients aren't going to think you're worth anything. And you can guarantee that they'll try and get more for free rather than paying. If you are going to do work for free, make it work that's worth your while. The odd trade for prints with model agencies or actresses will help to bulk up your portfolio, and doing some charity work will gain you exposure. The rest of the time, if you need images for your folio, use your family and friends for practice. To be taken seriously as a photographer, you need to value your work in order for clients to do the same. Make "I'm all out of free" your mantra. Do remember you're a business. By which I mean that you might take the most wonderful photographs in the world, but if you don't know how to run a business and market your work, you'll never run a successful business. Taking good photos is just the start of it. If you don't know a lot about marketing and running a business, find people who do and talk to them. Read up on the subject and then put aside a part of each day to work on these areas. There are millions of great images out there and probably equally as many great photographers, so you need to make your work stand out. If you don't enjoy this side of things, don't become a professional, because it's going to take up a lot of your time. Don't rely on Photoshop. Yes, digital is wonderful, and yes, You can make a lot of alterations in programs like Photoshop. But you really shouldn't rely on it. You need to learn how to use your camera, inside out, and how to use all sorts of different kinds of light. Know all about exposure, learn about studio and flash lights, and don't forget to keep learning. There's always something out there that's new and that you should know about. And think of Photoshop as a digital darkroom, there to bring out the best in your image, rather than alter it irrevocably. Don't be a lazy photographer just because digital has made everything so instant. Instead, be a photographer who knows without a doubt how to take a photograph. Don't buy up your local camera store. If you're a keen amateur photographer already, chances are you have a perfectly decent DSLR already. Start with that. It might sound obvious, but there's no point in wasting money buying up the latest and greatest kit, just because you want to work as a professional. If you have money, then investing in lenses and lights is never a bad idea. But only when you have the money there to spend on them. If you are as good a photographer as you think you are, you'll be able to produce great images on whatever camera you currently own. The camera you use doesn't matter. And when you start making money from photography, you can put it back into the business and invest in new gear. This is why you need a good accountant, so you know what you can and can't run against the business. Don't be an island. There's this common myth in photography that, in order to be really successful, you shouldn't talk to other professionals. But being a photographer can be a lonely business. And in my experience, other photographers are a great source of help, encouragement, and advice. So, go to industry events, join organizations, go on photo walks, and get in touch with other photographers in your area. Tell them you're just starting out and would really appreciate their advice. Who knows? A beautiful friendship could be just around the corner. Seriously, my photographer friends are amazing, and without their help and support, I doubt I'd still be in the business today.
A genuine thank you for joining me today for this episode. If you are serious about success in the photography business, then I am serious and ready to help. Visit markpaulda.mentor.com and discover a variety of ways I can help you in your journey. If you have questions along the way, definitely email me. mark@markpaulda.com. You are also invited to join my photography success text community. Send me a text. 915-226-0959. If you are outside the United States, be sure to include +1, the United States country code. I will catch you in the next episode.